Good morning. Craig Howard here. Happy to be with you again this morning. Beautiful Monday morning, the sun's shining. It's a glorious morning. And yet, we're reminded as we approach this morning, and this is not normally I try to keep my morning devotions uplifting and encouraging. But there's also some reality that sometimes comes along and smacks you in the face. This week, the reality that smacked me in the face was the loss of a good man in my church, Kenny Thorne. Totally unexpected. Things went downhill for him very, very fast as a result of just some infection and just some ongoing problems that he had, but nobody believed things were going to progress as rapidly as they did. And I mean, 2 or 3 days ago, he was on the phone talking to his brother for over an hour. He was calling other people, talking to other people. He was totally alert. Everything was good. Well, everything wasn't good, but everything was. Nobody expected that 2 days later he was going to be gone. It reminds me that I've got to be careful about wasting time. I've got to be careful about wasting time with the people that I love. And I don't mean wasting time with them. I mean wasting time doing things that keep me away from being able to spend time with them. I'm reminded that I have to be careful about wasting time with ministry opportunities. I am reminded that this life is very temporary. Paul was trying to explain that to Timothy. In the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 6 through 8, he says, "For I am already being poured out as a drink offering. The time of my departure has come." So as Paul is writing to Timothy, Timothy was a young pastor in a church where he was struggling. And Paul wrote him 2 letters to encourage him and trying to pick him up and trying to get him back on track and trying to help him to see that God would guide him and God would be with him. So he said, the time of my departure has come. And he means the time of his death. I have fought a good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. And I read that and I think, every one of us are going to come to a time in our life where we're going to say the time of my departure has come, whether we acknowledge that in our minds openly or not. But are we going to be able to say, I've finished the race. I have fought the good fight. I've finished the race. I've kept the faith. Because it's when we can say that we can say the rest of what Paul said. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award me on that day. And not only to me, but also to all who have loved his appearing. Look out across the mountain this morning, and I see how beautiful it is. And I think, as much as I enjoy this, there will come a day for all of us when I'm not going to look out across here. Now I'll be looking at something much more beautiful, much more incredible. But I have to realize that my time here is finite. Kenny reminded me of that again. And it's too precious to waste. It's too precious to consider it unimportant. It's too precious to not take the time to speak to the people that you love with the things that you want to say to them. So today, why don't you take the opportunity to call somebody that you need to call? Why don't you take the time to just spend a little bit of time with somebody that you care about doing something besides sitting on the couch watching television? Finish the race. Finish it well. Whether you're 15 or 65 or 95, finish well. You think about that today. God bless you today and all that you do. Mom and Dad, if you're watching, I love you. God bless. I'll see you later.